Yeah, I was born in Puerto Rico. My parents came to the United States to find, just to go out for opportunity. At 12 years old, I gave my heart to the Lord at a church called Christ Tabernacle. They had a hip hop concert, and it's the first time I ever heard of rap being done in church. And I went through a lot in those first 12 years of my life, just between uh, some molestation growing up, and my parents getting a divorce, my father's drug abuse, his absence. You know what I'm saying? I was ready for salvation. My church, they just did a lot of innovative things in New York. As far as hip hop goes, they were called, the hip hop church in the New York Times. I was rapping, DJing and stuff like that, and mostly rapping, and I got mentored by a guy named, my youth group leader was Dre, Andy's DJ. I guess he saw that I had something, you know what I'm saying, and he invited me over to his house, and I watched him, produce some songs, and I fell in love with production, and so I went from rapping all the time, to just rapping sometimes and making beats, to making beats and writing choruses. I didn't want to rap because I had a lot of image problems, growing up. I was born with a hemangioma on the left side of my face, which you can't really see much now on camera, but it's like this red birthmark that covers my whole face, and it was just, I used to get bullied, in school, and so that whole idea of what a rapper should look like and things like that, whether to be good enough to do it or would always mess with me, But in the process, I don't know in God's sovereignty and how He worked it out. A guy like Dre, basically showed me, you could be amazing at being the guy behind the guy. In the process, I met this man by the name of David Ham. He had this ministry called Truth Ministries. Basically, this ministry, what they did was they went to New York, and they had a casting for people who can sing, act, and effectively share their testimony. They found this kid named Andy Mineo, and long story short, I met Andy Mineo through a friend of mine that was had interest in him, to be totally honest, and she thought he was cute and stuff like that, and I was around the way, and she was gonna meet up with him, and I just want to say, who is this guy, you know what I mean, and I met him, and we just hit it off. We just became really tight. So when I met him, he's had this very backpack, battle rap-ish, cannabis feel to him, you know what I mean? He always had his own little swagger, you know what I mean? But it was just very, it was very technical, like the very science of the rap, but not the swag soul part of the rap, you know what I mean? Like, he had his own soul as his personality, don't get me wrong. He's a very swagged out person himself, but like when it came to his rapping, we really didn't see it. He would still wow you, Andy Mineo will still wow you, like, in his ability to rap. Basically, what I do as a producer, literally came out of being a friend. Just coached him, and just in the coaching, all that means is that he'll put together a rhyme, he'll share it with me, you know what I mean, and my job was just basically to say, hey, like, the standard that I'm holding you to is not to the standard whether you could wow me, but do you wow me as much as a Jay-Z? Did you wow me as much as a Biggie or a Tupac or a Nas? That was always my standard.